Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me as always around this time and giving me your comments and suggestions. All this means a lot to me. Today, we cover various news bits that will be of interest to you. We'll start with some interesting news for you to think over, especially for the SSRians for following us. Shiv Sena President Uddhav Thackeray and CM of the Agadi government will be naming some government schemes after his son Aditya Thackeray. My question would be, on what basis is he earning this honor? It should be also made public, whether he is a freedom fighter or some other kind of person who has earned this honor. The second piece of news, Salman Khan thanked fans for their support after Jodhpur District and Sessions Court on Thursday, 11th February, dismissed two pleas filed by the Rajasthan government against him for submitting a false affidavit in the court in 2003 in connection with the 1998 black buck poaching case that he was involved in. The Jodhpur court dismissed a plea filed by the Rajasthan government against the actor for allegedly submitting a false affidavit in the Jodhpur Session Court in 2003 during his hearing in a case related to the poaching of two black bucks in Jodhpur in 1998. Salman was present through the video conferencing as the court delivered the verdict. In the final hearing 2 days ago, Salman's lawyers had apologized for mistakenly submitting a false affidavit in the Jodhpur Session Court in 2003. They pleaded that the actor be forgiven as he had submitted a wrong affidavit, not deliberately, but because of his busy schedule, which led to oversight and the submission of the wrong affidavit. After the verdict, the actor's lawyer, Hastimal Saraswat, said Jodhpur District and Sessions Court dismissed both the pleas of the state government in a detailed order. We had replied in 2006 that no false affidavits were presented and such pleas are being furnished only to disturb Salman Khan. The Rajasthan government had in 2006 submitted a plea accusing Khan of submitting a false affidavit. In 1998, Khan was booked in 4 different cases of poaching black bucks and chinkaras during the shoot of the film Hum Saath Saath Hai. In one of these cases, he was booked under the Arms Act. During the hearing of the case, he was asked to submit his arms license. The state government made the accusation after the actor submitted an affidavit in court claiming that he had lost his weapons license when it had actually gone for renewal. The prosecution had asked the court to take action against Khan under Section 340 of the Code of Criminal Procedure in 2006. Public prosecutor Mania Singh Bhatti had then demanded that a case of misleading the court should be filed against the actor. The verdict comes as a major relief for Khan, as he could have faced a jail term of up to 7 years had he been pronounced guilty in the case. And another piece of news, a very inspiring story. This is for a lot of young women. The lady who won the Miss India runner-up, that's Mania Singh, is the daughter of an auto rickshaw driver. Manasa Varanasi was crowned Miss India 2020. Runner-up was Mania Singh, who made everyone proud. Mania is from Uttar Pradesh. She is the daughter of an auto rickshaw driver, and her success is the result of years of hard work and many sleepless nights. Mania spoke of the difficulties she underwent. I've spent numerous nights without food and sleep. I've spent many afternoons walking for miles on end. My blood, sweat, and tears have amalgamated into courage to pursue my dreams. Being a driver's daughter, I never had the opportunity to attend school as I had to start working in my teens. All the clothes I had were hand-me-downs. I yearned for books, but luck wasn't in my favor. Eventually, my parents mortgaged whatever little jewelry my mother had to ensure that I paid my exam fees in order to earn a degree. My mother had suffered a lot to provide for me. At 14, I ran away from home. I somehow managed to complete my studies in the day, became a dishwasher in the evening, and worked at a call center at night. I walked hours to reach places so I could save the rickshaw fare. I'm here today at the BLCC Femina Miss India 2020 stage to uplift my father, my mother, and my young brother and to show the world that all is possible if you're committed to yourself and to your dreams. Well, from our side, we wish her all the best in the finals. Meanwhile, Supreme Court sends a notice on plea alleging Twitter is sympathetic to terrorist groups. The Supreme Court on Friday decided to examine a plea that says social media platform Twitter is sympathetic to terrorist groups. A bench led by Chief Justice of India, Sharad Bobde, issued notice to the government and Twitter Communications India Private Limited on a petition by Vinit Goenka, member of the Governing Council of Ministry of Railways. Goenka accused platforms like Twitter of promoting and circulating prohibited content and hate messages. He said there was no mechanism or law to deal with this problem. Respondent 4, which is Twitter, is sympathetic to terrorist groups, global terror groups like ISIS, Al Qaeda, and Indian Mujahideen use the platform of Respondent 4, which is Twitter, and other social networking platforms to circulate hate speeches because it helps them avoid detection. The petition filed through advocate Ashwini Kumar Dubai contended. An additional affidavit was filed by Mr. Goenka on February 8th, listed a series of recent incidents to buttress his case. He referred to how the Ministry of Home Affairs had on February 1st directed Twitter to block 250 handles promoting fake and provocative content. Mr. Goenka said Delhi Special Commissioner of Police Intelligence had made a statement that 300 Twitter handles were generated from Pakistan between January 13th and January 18th to organize the tractor rally to disrupt the Republic Day celebrations. Twitter did not care to censor these handles, the petition alleged. He said Twitter had deliberately blocked the handle of Home Minister Amit Shah. Mr. Goenka alleged that Mahima Kaul, head public policy of Twitter, had posted undignified, vulgar, and immodest tweets on February 14, 2014, against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The petition said a mechanism or law needed to be put in place for social media accounts in order to stop the hatred, fake, investigative, and other news which are contrary to the law. It said 10% each of the 35 million Twitter handles and 350 million Facebook accounts in India were bogus. Hundreds of fake Twitter handles and Facebook accounts use the names of constitutional authorities and eminent citizens. Fake news was a root cause of many riots, including the recent riots in Delhi. Political parties and candidates used fake social media accounts for self promotion and image building and to tarnish rivals, the petition said. Anti national tweets should not just be deleted, but such accounts should be discontinued, it stated. They should use as proof that people have indulged in anti national activities in India or abroad. Advertisement fees collected by Twitter for such anti India promoted tweets should be accounted for, and the government should levy heavy fines. Meanwhile, in Arnab Goswami's case, the Bombay High Court, hearing the TRP scam case on Friday, has extended till March 5th the interim protection against coercive action granted to journalist Arnab Goswami and other employees of the ARG or Clear Media that runs Republic TV channel. The interim relief was extended after the High Court adjourned the hearing on ARG's plea challenging the investigation of Mumbai police in the TRP scam case. Friday's hearing was adjourned after the Maharashtra Government's counsel, senior advocate Kapil Sibal, pointed out that in its rejoinder affidavit filed last week to counter the police's charge sheet, ARG had relied upon several new documents that were not part of its petition. Sibal said that since he would need time to respond to the new documents, ARG's counsel, senior lawyer Harish Salve, must not rely upon those documents during his day's arguments. The bench will hear ARG's main prayers challenging the police's investigations and seeking the transfer of probe to the CBI or any other independent agency on March 16 via physical hearing. Salve told the court that he had taken the vaccination for COVID-19 recently and was due for the next shot of the vaccine 6 weeks later. Therefore, he will not be able to travel to attend the physical hearing. The court then intervened on a lighter vein and asked the additional Solicitor General Anil Singh when the judges and senior lawyers were likely to get the vaccine. I'm deviating, but Mr. Singh, why is vaccination not happening for us also? The bench asked. The ARG Media and Goswami had approached the High Court last year, filing a bunch of petitions seeking several reliefs in the TRP scam. They alleged that the whole case was malafide and that they have been targeted for Republic TV's reportage in the death of actor Sushant Singh Rajput and the Palgar lynching case last year. Last month, the Mumbai police had filed two affidavits in the case through Commissioner of Police Parambir Singh and ACP Shashank Sanbhor of the crime branch, saying that it had not targeted Republic TV or its employees. The police had said its probe was not a result of any political vendetta. The same HC bench on Friday adjourned another petition filed by Goswami seeking to quash the case lodged against him in a 2018 abetment of suicide case. This plea will also be heard on March 5th. Last piece of news is on fake notes. Several reports have claimed that due to people being cautious about the higher denomination notes, those running a racket of counterfeit notes have shifted their focus on circulating the lower denomination notes like rupees 100 and rupees 50. The Reserve Bank of India has come forward to raise awareness about fake currency notes of 50 and 200 being in circulation and has informed about how to identify them. RBI is celebrating Financial Awareness Week. On the occasion, the central bank's regional director, Lakshmikant Rao, has provided a vital information. He informed how people can identify a fake currency note, how customers can register a complaint if he is not satisfied with the service of the bank or has an issue. That is all for now. Thank you, viewers, and please send your comments and your suggestions. Thank you for joining me. Good night.